A main event, round one of boxing.
Dimensional time.
The final match.
There's the bell. First round underway.
Oh.
And fireworks already. Exchanging jabs.
These guys are just throwing punches.
Oh my
fast.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
In the clinch, both have one hand posted up on their opponent, the other hand going wild. Cross over the top, cross to the body, cross back up top.
Oh.
And way more shots.
Oh.
Oh, a low blow.
Oh.
We got a nut shot.
Together and be ready.
Yeah, we just took a replay. The crowd not happy.
That might have been two low blows. The first didn't find its mark, the second did.
Coach Quick, legendary coach.
Oh, there it was.
Oh,
what a response from PointCrow.
I mean, this is looking very tough for White. There's a lot of ways to lose your queen here, and it gets captured.
And that's one of them.
And that's the worst one. That is the worst move on the board.
King can capture queen. It's Toast. It's PointCrow.
PointCrow has to knock him out.
Oh, no defense. All offense. Big hooks landing for both fighters.
10 on the clock.
He's got to go.
Oh, wow. Body, a big shot up top for Toast. Big power.
Yeah,
Oh, it's made. It's made in a few moves.
Let's see if he's able to find it.
Made in one on the board. There it is!
Toast! That's our first checkmate of the night. A fucking amazing main event. So much love to these two fighters. Toast, PointCrow.
After last weekend, I definitely have a newfound respect for life. My entire body is in pain. It's sore. Immediately after the fight, it was my head. My head was pounding and I was getting nauseated. The doctor checked on me. He said I had a mild concussion. But yeah, I was very close to throwing up. In the locker room immediately after the fight, it was me and PointCrow just hunched over a chair next to each other, going like this. Our hands were like this for I think 20 minutes, and the paramedics came in first and took our vitals to make sure everything was okay. I couldn't do the post-fight interview. Like, I remember Jerma walking up to me and Lud coming up and trying to like ask me a question, and I just remember saying like big shout out to my opponent. That's all I guess that was the most important thing to me in that moment. Right after the fight, I don't know how it looked from the outside, but in the fight, that fight was hard. I think we were just wailing on each other for the most part. It's hard for me to judge, but when I looked at other fights, it didn't feel like there was as much wailing on each other. But it felt like with me and PointCrow, it's a lot of like real defense, just punching each other in the head. And then like looking back, I'm like, why didn't I try and protect my head? But in the moment, my body was so tired. I remember, like, I was trying to figure out. It was mainly because my body was so tired. I could see the punches coming. I couldn't make my body move. I knew he was throwing a right hand to the left side of my head. And I was like, I am so tired that I'm not going to move. And I'm just going to hope I can take it. I'm just going to take that punch. And he said the same thing where he's like, I can see your punches coming. I just can't move. Because from the outside, it's like, bro, why didn't either of you move your head or like block it? First of all, I did not expect PointCrow to fight that hard. The man fought like his life depended on it. He fought like I owed him money. It seemed to be like the most effective strategy in a beginner fight, where you're like, I'm coming in, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. No boxing, I'm just gonna swing. Like it was a street fight. Myth and Shirley's felt like a fight where they're both like, okay, we're gonna box. It felt like my fight was a street fight. And I did not expect to do a street fight. I was expecting to box. So I was so thrown off. My neck is killing me. Most likely because it's not supposed to bend this way. Going into it, it was like, I have to win in boxing. All right, my chest sucks. I have to win in boxing. I'm just gonna win in boxing. Do some jab trades, see what happens. I don't know if he's been training. This motherfucker's been training. My worst nightmare came true. He was training and keeping everything a secret. And I knew something was off in the locker room because he was talking to his coach, and his coach had that old school boxer way of talking and had like rings and like giant blinged out earrings. And I was like, fuck, he actually got a real old school boxer. And he was physically stronger than me, stronger and more athletic. I think seven years younger. I never felt as old as I did. Heavier, taller, younger. Oh man. Toast, he was a rower. Nobody told me PointCrow was a collegiate rower. Our ref was like, all right, yep, keep going. Hey, no hugging. Okay, fight right now. It was so fast. Like when he breaks us up, it wasn't like, all right, hey, you guys good? All right, go ahead, fight. It was like, break it up, fight. Break it up, fight. And I remember thinking like, already? Well, you're not gonna let us like, you know, go to our corners, like, you know, reset a little bit. I was like, break it up, fight. I was trying to get like 5 seconds of rest, but he was like, nah, you guys are fighting. He's ref like real fights before. And I remember before the fight, he was like, hey, Toast, I wanted to tell you, whatever happens, just know I have nothing but love and respect for you. It's because he was planning to kill me, and he's preemptively apologizing. Was it you or him that wanted headgear? He wanted headgear, and he wanted the cup. And I realized the cup wasn't for him. It was for me. He was trying to protect me. Getting hit in the balls was not that bad. And honestly, I know a lot of people are saying it was a low blow. I think PointCrow was just going for like a stomach shot, and he just misjudged it. And I know he did it twice, but again, it was like back to back. He probably didn't have time to adjust. It was more like a little pressure on it. Oh, kind of deal. It was like, oh, okay, ooh. Like, I was just really thrown off. Like, and I want it to be like, I'm kind of worried that a third punch might actually like push it in too much. So I went to my knee, I guess making sure it didn't happen again. What'd you say to your opponent after the nut shot? You waved something off. I said, don't worry about it. It's fine. I remember yelling out, Eric, it's fine. Like, I'm good. Because I didn't want him to feel bad. Because he felt bad. I remember him going like, I'm so sorry. It really didn't affect me that much. And I didn't want him to hold back because he thought I was like injured in the nuts or something. Second round, I was like, okay, if he comes at me, he's gonna come at me. It's gonna happen. I'm just gonna drop down, punch up. Drop down, punch up. Drop down, punch up. My coach was really good. He was telling me all the right stuff. In the third round, where I started like dipping down and coming up with the right hook, he was telling me like, bro, this guy's rushing at you. Dip down into him, come up with the right hook. The problem is, PointCrow is so fucking like hopped up on adrenaline. I kept doing it, and I knew it was landing, but it was not enough. And I'm sure he felt the same way. He was like, he punched me like 30 times in the head. I'm like, fuck, I really want him to stop punching me. I would use the term traumatic. But yeah, going into it, I was like, I gotta win in boxing. I gotta win in boxing. I gotta win in boxing. And then after the first chess round, where I blundered my rook, I'm like, I really need to win in boxing. I really need to win in boxing because I'm gonna get fucked on chess. And then after boxing the first round, I'm like, okay, maybe I can try chess. Maybe we win through chess. And then the second round, and he's like so close to checkmating me. I think he was one move off. I'm like, take your time, Toast.
And I'm looking, and PointCrow has played that move, ladies and gentlemen.
Very sharp.
That's checkmate. So right now, Toast has 1 minute to figure this out, really.
There's only one move you can make. Let's take a long time. 30 seconds, one legal move. And then the bell thing, I'm like, oh, thank God, I have a chance. He's about to checkmate me. Okay, now I have to go back to winning boxing. Let's try winning in boxing. And then the second round went a little better because I started like dipping down and punching him with the right hook a few times. And I survived and we went back to chess. And then he blundered his queen in a way that I didn't see it. I was trying to get my king away from his queen. And then I realized, wait, there's no legal move. There's only one legal move. I have to take his queen. It's a forced, they call it a forced blunder.
Like, there's a lot of ways you can get closer with the queen, and it gets captured. And
And that's one of them.
And that's the worst one. That is the worst move on the board.
King can capture queen. It's a free king capture queen.
Wait, Ludwig, it is forced. Black has no legal move except
Other than
taking the
take
queen.
And Toast sees it.
All right.
For this one.
Luckily, in the second round, I punched him in the head enough so that he made that blunder. I didn't punch him enough to actually like affect him physically, but maybe I punched him enough so that he put his queen in the one spot he can't put it. So I took it, and once I took his queen, it shifted back. Okay, maybe I win in chess. Maybe I win in chess. And then the third boxing round started. I'm so tired. Fuck. Okay, I have to win in chess now. I have to. No fucking way I can win boxing, because like my body was sore. I was cognizant enough to survive, clinch him if he gets too close, because he gets too close to me. And when he gets too close, my only instinct is to clinch. Like, I can dip down and throw a punch, but I'm so tired at that point. Every time we got too close, I'm trying to clinch him, and I'm paying taxes for it. Because as I'm trying to hold him down, he's going like, bop, 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 bop. Stop hugging me, bro. I was paying the clinch tax. After the third chess round, I remember walking to the corner and thinking to myself, I don't think I can keep going. Like, I was already peaked. Like, at that moment, I remember my head, like, put his head against mine and said, like, Toast, you got this. Like, you can do this. And I wanted to say, no, I can't. I really wanted to quit right then and there and just let it end. And I looked over to the corner and, like, PointCrow's getting ready, and I was thinking, like, fuck, why is this still going? I very distinctly remember that. I knew I couldn't quit, right? Because all my friends were there, and like I didn't want to just up and quit, I guess. But man, it was hard. And I looked in the mirror after, and I noticed there was blood kind of all over my face. I thought it was a nosebleed, or I bit my lip. It was scratches. He punched me so much times in the face. His gloves, because it's kind of rough, it's scratching me up. I took a picture. Those are all like scratches all over my lip, all over my right cheek. It was basically like the friction of his glove, like. It's funny because like they gave us Vaseline for that, and I was like, oh, we're wearing headgear, we shouldn't need it. I don't think they were expecting me to get punched in the face so many times. So I just packed up my shit as fast as I could, and I went home. Tells you learn your defense. One thing I think I've learned, and from talking to other of the boxers, a lot of people online will backseat box, like saying stuff like, oh, if I was the ring, I would have knocked his ass out. If I was in the ring, I would have done this. If I was in the ring. Unless you've actually got up and got in a real boxing match, your opinion just doesn't matter. Because when you're in that ring, it's very different. Like, I know my defense sucked. I'm very aware. I knew it in the fight as his fist was coming to my head. It is super easy to say all the things I should have done because they're not the ones in the ring and putting their health and time and body on the line. It was a pretty harrowing experience. He had that dog in him, as they say. Would I do it again? Fuck. I don't think I would want a rematch. I think maybe I would want to try and fight someone of similar height and weight class. What was it like watching? I'm so curious. Was it like, oh my god, he's getting his ass kicked, I can't look? How did my mom react? My mom didn't watch it. She just couldn't watch it. My sister called me crying, saying like, please don't fall asleep, you're gonna die. Everyone sent me really nice messages before and after the fight. The messages people sent me before the fight was what kept me going. We're like, hey, you got this. I believe in you. And I remember in the third round, I was like, fuck, I can't. I have to go out there and just get punched. Holy shit, me and PointCrow have this bond. Because no one had ever punched the fuck out of me. That was the first fight in my life. I've never been in a fight before.